Hi there. Welcome back to Off the Cuff Reviews with me, Jules Brown. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Randy Crawford album Secret Combination, which was released in March 1981. A little inside story about my little incident with this album, or my experiences with this album. My mother, I think, bought the album, or we bought it. I bought it for her back in the day around the time it came out, because the year before, of course, it was a huge hit. One day off, Fly Away, the huge Randy Crawford single. I think my mum would have sent me out to buy it from the record shop for her when I was a wee lad of about 11 years old. And then a few months later, Secret Combination, the album, came out, which didn't have One Day I'll Fly Away on it, but my mum wanted to buy it. And she probably would have got one of her three sons to go out and buy it for her. And hence, this was my first knowledge of the album from when it came out in 1981. I was obviously probably too young to appreciate it at the time. And it's only in the last, 10, 15 years that I got to appreciate Randy Crawford's music and Randy Crawford more as an adult. And indeed, now I've got 4 of Randy Crawford's albums, and this being one of them. Now, this isn't my mother's copy back there, I don't think, because looking at the inner cover, it looks like it was once owned by Fagash Lil, because it's got all this sort of staining on it, like it's someone who smoked, or maybe it's been left out in the damp somewhere. So that wouldn't be my mother's copy. I don't know what became of my mother's copy of it, but anyway, this is mine. So as I say, it's interesting to see where, with a record collection with eclectic tastes, where certain records nestle next to other records in your collection. For instance, Grace Jones, who I've recently reviewed, has a strange bedfellow of George Jones next door, alphabetically, which is rather interesting. And Jimmy Rogers, the trailblazing country artist, is next to Nile Rodgers of Chic, and Randy Crawford here is situated next to the Cramps. So there you go. I believe, going back to One Day I'll Fly Away, the Randy Crawford single, it got to number 2 in the charts in the UK, and I believe it was kept off number 1 by a combination of Ashes to Ashes by David Bowie and Start by The Jam. Now, yeah, interesting. Anyway, let's start this album. Side 1 starts off with You Might Need Somebody, which was one of the 2 singles from this album in the UK. It fared pretty well in the charts. I think it got to about number 11. Quite AOR, adult-orientated rock, or MOR, middle of the road funk, which a lot of this album is. It is quite aiming at that market, very radio friendly. So if I repeat myself, I'm sorry about that. But the thing is that Randy Crawford's voice is the most, it wins the day, if you like. It's if the songs at times might be a bit cheesy or over commercial, Randy's voice just pulls it all round, and in the end you're just left feeling, oh, that's okay, Randy's cool. Beautiful voice, and You Might Need Somebody. Exemplary session players, including Jeff Porcaro of Toto fame. We have, in my eyes now on this album, a need for Jeff Porcaro. It's and you can hear his drumming. It's very of his own style, with his fills and whatnot. Guitar licks by the 2 guitarists on this album, Steve Lukather and Dean Parks. I'm not sure if one plays the sort of lead solos and the other one does just the funky bits. Maybe that's the case. And I'm not sure which one of them does which, but there is some nice playing on this. On You Might Need Somebody, with some nice understated funky stuff and some quite sort of rock lead guitar. Nice bass slapping and pulling also by Abraham Laboriel. Quite nice posh names. So that's the opening track. Second track on the album is called Rainy Night in Georgia, which is the other single. I think it's got to number 18 in the charts in the UK. Gorgeous track, of course. Beautifully gorgeous voice of Randy's. Easy listening again. Fairly middle of the road sound. Understated guitars. Just quality musicianship. Abraham Laboriel again. Nice, very nice bass playing on this. And this early 80s sort of keyboard sound, probably using, it doesn't say what he's using, but you guys out there will probably be telling me it's a sequential circuits Prophet 5, won't you? Or something like that. The voice is achingly, that's the word, achingly beautiful. Randy, thank you. She's a lovely face as well. Look at her back there. She's got such a lovely face. Just a lovely song, Rainy Night in Georgia. So the album starts pretty well. Track number 3, That's How Heartaches Are Made. This one fairly glides along inoffensively, a pretty chorus. It's a shame about there's one or two ill-advised key changes in there. Not sure about that. But then again, Randy saves it with her beautiful voice. Some trademark Jeff Porcaro drum fills. Strings being prevalent. And a flute too. I think there's quite a lot of people involved in this album, and a couple of people who arrange the strings, just their job, just to arrange the strings on this album. Track number 4 on side 1 is Two Lives. This is starts with piano, bass, and drums, slow and smoochy. Absolutely gorgeous voice again. Very easy listening soul. Oh, the lyrics in this. I want to quote the lyrics in this one. It'll break your heart. Someone said that time would ease the pain of two lives love has torn apart. But I believe whoever wrote that song never had a broken heart. And the way she sings it, unbelievably gorgeous. Then it goes track number 5, last song on side 1, is it? Yep. You Bring the Sun Out, another gorgeous song. Strings in the opening. It's got a bit of that, I think it's gonna rain today. You know, the song, Dusty Springfield did a lovely version of that song, didn't she? It's got that sort of feel to it. Slow ballady. Randy's voice is beautiful as ever. Nice guitar trills by one of the two guitarists on the album. Nice middle 8 with some interesting snare goings on from Jeff Porcaro. Either Jeff's being very flash with some snare bits, or they've added an extra bit of reverb to the snare. And a nice bit of guitar on the fade out. It's a beauty of the song, actually. You Bring the Sun Out. And that's at the end of side 1, which is I think, a nice side. I think on side 2 it may be not quite so strong. It starts with Rio de Janeiro Blue, which is a bluesy with an adult orientated radio, styly, bluesy feel. Ernie Watts flute solo, which has this strange progressive rock end to it, where all the Porcaro and work it all out how to end this. That's how we're going to end this flute solo. I know what. Let's throw in a few of these and throw in a few of those. Who cares? Let's bloody do it. The keys by an important person on the album, El Leon Pendarroyos. Is that right? Let me have a check of that. That's right. Pendarvis. El Leon Pendarvis. Sorry for all you in aficionados. He also writes the rhythm arrangements on the whole album. So not only does he play keys, most of the keyboards, he writes the rhythm arrangements. So I suppose it's quite important. Every song on the album is written by different people. Randy's not involved in the songwriting, excuse me, but it's not that important because Randy is like a goddess. He's up there somewhere. Several people arranging the strings, as I've just mentioned. Track number 2 on side 2, Secret Combination, the self name of the album. Well produced, easy listening soul number, quite catchy. Secret Combination. Well disciplined song. I think they're all thinking, right, well, maybe they thought this one was going to be a single because it's got not too many frills in it. Right, let's just do this. Let's go in the studio. Let's knock it out. There's no frill. Jeff, none of your ridiculously cool frills and drum fills. Okay, you're under control. Track number 3, When I Lose My Way. This is an up kind of poppy, soulful number with a vague resemblance, no more than a vague resemblance to You Sexy Thing by those Hot Chocolate Boys. Got brass solo, keeps you interested because of Randy's voice. It's not a particularly strong song, quite poppy, but Randy keeps us interested, as she always does. Track number 4, 2 lives, piano, bass and drums. Start it off again, slow and smoochy, gorgeous voice. Very easy listening. 2 lives. Someone said that time would ease the pain. Oh, we've already done this, haven't we? Yeah, we've already done that. I've gone to the wrong song, haven't I? Sorry. What a faux pas. I've already done that. Side 1. Now back to side 2. Time for Love. Cheesy, but Randy is okay. Sorry about that. This is strings heavy. Love is the answer. Now is the time for love. Middle of the road. Radio friendly. This one's written by Leon Russell, who has done so much things in music. You can't name them all, but he played in some of the Beach Boys stuff, I believe. He's also recorded and either been involved in the production or writing of songs with Dylan, Frank Sinatra and Rolling Stones. And he writes this song. It's quite a nice song, actually. Yeah, nice ballady one. And it ends on this Trade Winds, which is a nice song, nice enough, slow, ballady thing again. A bit cheesy, and especially this keyboard sound, which is like if you're British and you're of a certain age and you remember that sitcom with Ronnie Corbett in it called Sorry, with that keyboard sound. Well, that keyboard sound is in this song Trade Winds by Randy Crawford. So it just puts you off your onion soup slightly, but then again, Randy can't do no wrong, really. So that's the album. That's Secret Combination from 1980. Sorry about the faux pas in the middle there. I decided to review the same song twice. March 1981. As I say, I have 4 Randy Crawford albums, and this is the one I'm most familiar with. It's the one I've listened. Well, it's the one I've listened to the most, and it was the one that I was introduced to first, largely because of Mummykins. So I'm quite fond of the album. I'm not going to let nostalgia get too much in the way of marking this one. So I am going to give it a creditable 7.25 out of 10. I think that's fair. The side 1 I would give probably 8 out of 10, and side 2 I'd give about 6 out of 10. So 7.25 out of 10 as an average score. Thank you for listening to my station. I'm Jules Brown. This is Off the Cuff Reviews. Join me again if you want to subscribe to my channel. Then just press the subscribe button. Remember, I don't do any editing, so there's going to be mistakes in it, like there has been in this one, for instance. So, but anyway, yeah, subscribe to my channel, make a comment, or do whatever you want to do, but mostly look after yourself, stay well, and look after everybody. And we're all in this together. And let's see each other on the other side. Stay tuned. Thanks for listening.